Hmm. Ooh, dark glasses today, and the all-knowing Zoltar is with you. Actually, my name is Gail, and I am a small YouTube creator. Actually, I've been creating for the... Turn off this. Where is my mouse? I can hear myself on my headphones. I don't want to hear myself. Okay. I have been creating for the internet for 30 years, I guess, maybe longer. Given up counting at this point. And 2025, I guess, is the year of bringing in the YouTube in. I've, the last few weeks, sort of experimented and come on in the morning to have my morning coffee. Not really knowing what I'm doing. It sort of merged into this. Now I'm just basically talking what I did the day before, which is amazing because for the last 3 months or so, I have been confined to my bed. I've been in one room, basically. I've been out 3 times since the beginning of October. And it's amazing how much you can get done in a day by not being able to do anything. And I do spend a lot of time in YouTube, so therefore my activities are quite YouTube related. So where's a better place to talk about YouTube than YouTube? I also I am part of the autism community, the neurodiverse world, which is perfectly fine because we all need to think in our own ways, and maybe I do think a little bit differently sometimes, or it takes me a little bit to figure certain things out. But I get there in the end, and I have my own unique way of seeing things there. So let's see. Let's get started. It has been a busy day for me. Yesterday and then today. Um, yeah, also, it is, let's not forget to mention, it is Isaac Asimov's birthday and science fiction day. And I've linked down below a article I have with I think 5 or 6 1950s, 1960s classic sci-fi films, which even though I did write the article a few years ago, suspiciously mirrors what looks like what's happening in 2025. So it's also, I have a new calendar of quirky and unusual holidays. It's a festival of sleep day. I haven't written about it, but I'm a bit tired today, and I could probably do with a day of sleep day. Oh, Isla, good morning. Our good friend Isla from V-Team Paranormal is here. He joins us for coffee pretty well every morning. I think there's only been one morning that I've missed you, or that yeah yeah I've been here, but you haven't here. Of course, if I wasn't here, you couldn't be here. Yeah, so it's a festival of sleep day somewhere. I got up. The reason I'm tired is I got up I woke up about 2. I woke up about 1. And I thought, I was listening to a podcast. I thought, oh, well, I'll just get another hour's sleep, and then I'll get up at 3. But I really didn't realize I'd already just had an hour's sleep. So I ended up getting up at 3. Miles stole my out of the laundry basket my tie-dye nightshirt, which I love so much. And I mean, it's not like I'm a millionaire and I have a lot of clothes, or I'm even a thousandaire and I have a lot of clothes. Every piece of clothing I have is does not need a dog to chew it up. So after spending, I don't know, 5 minutes chasing him around, he does these spins. He thinks we're playing a game. Got that back, and got my coffee on the go and whatever. I was exhausted from chasing him around. I thought, somewhere it's the festival of sleep day. That's the day for me. Yeah, so I did. I did that yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned in December I had visitors to my website from 68 countries. and 170,014 hits. But it's already, today's the second of the month. How many countries have I had visit already? So it's a good start. It's a good start to the new year. Let's see. As of about 3 o'clock this morning, 20 countries I've had visitors from. Let's name them off: Belgium, Brazil, Canada, China, Czechia, Denmark, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Ireland, Japan, Peru, Portugal, Russia, Singapore, Spain, Sweden, the UK, the Ukraine, and the USA. So I think that's pretty good for one day. I'm really, I've made my website available in maybe 100 languages. How many more languages Google lets you do? It took me translated at a click, and I'm really, really wanting to reach a global audience with with the information I provide and my website basically is let's get right to the point. Let's find the link we need without all this nonsense and bells and whistles and pop-ups, pop-unders. Same old spiel I say every morning. Sorry, I have to do it every day, but sooner or later someone else may visit us. Okay. So, gocybernaut.com. Link down below. Check it out. Self-explanatory. Enjoy it. And if you want to go, and I'm going to do this today, I'm going to move the sitemap link also to the top of the page, but it's also down lower below, and that will take you into a master page of everything, so you can just get to what you need, because I know how it is. When you are on the spectrum, you don't want to read those paragraphs in between. You just give me the goods. So yeah, that's basically for me, so I can find things fast. But I created the website in 1995 for me. It just keeps growing, and then I'm inviting everybody in. So okay, so much for that. That's good. I was quite happy with that. I'm not really even doing counting officially until today, to this month. Also, I am almost at 100 subscriptions here on YouTube. Can you believe it? 97 subs. I was hoping for 100 by New Year, but I'll take 100 anytime. So if you're new here, please support your small, not just I, but all your small YouTubers. They really, really need those subscriptions. And please subscribe. I would really appreciate it, because you can come and listen to me ramble every day about what I did the day before, and wherever I may wander off to stories time and talk story in between. Now, where are we? Okay. Oh, okay. I listened to, that was yesterday. Did I talk that yesterday? No. Oh, and I was also going to say, I have to make this quote by, if you're a Geoguessr, and I'm a Geoguessr nerd, you know who Rainbow is. He's probably like the greatest Geoguessr ever. And he does a challenge every day. And it always starts it up with, be grateful, and I'm grateful that you can wake up today and use your noggin. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my noggin all day, and then I'll share it tomorrow, I guess. But yeah, every morning I am grateful to be able to get up and use my noggin. Maybe sometimes I can't sit up in that because of my medical condition, but hey, this thing never stops. I did I watched Tania yesterday morning, Tania FM, and I've got her link down below. And I follow. It's her journal. I think maybe that had a lot to do with me sort of morphing on into, this is what I'm doing. She does it so well. Backstory is, she went through a heartbreaking breakup last January. She's a aspiring actress and screenwriter living in New York City, and she shares her life. And I always think I think that her journal one day is going to be the next Mary Tyler Moore, that girl, Annie Hall, all these stories into one. She's got, like, her life is a really, really good material for a TV series. I would say movie. It would have to be a series, but no, it'd have to be a TV series. Netflix, you don't know what you're missing out on. Grab this girl. She's from the Ukraine, so she's got a lot of the backstory stuff going on over there. So anyways, every day I take a bit of wisdom from what she says. And yesterday, it basically what she was, anything is possible for all of us. Yeah. Just figure out what it is you want and do it. And I'm taking that with me for the new year. I want to build a community on here of coffee drinking people who probably may be on their own and alone, because I found out what that's like, and that's not very nice. It's nice to have a cup of coffee. It's nice to say what's on your mind. It's just nice to hang out with real people that aren't teaching you how to put in your eyelashes or unboxing all the things that you're never going to be able to afford to buy. It's just nice to, hey, let's just talk about whatever, right? So that's what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. That's what I want to do. We're going to build a tribe here of coffee drinking, on the spectrum, off. What is the spectrum? All kinds of people who think in all kinds of ways. You know, we're all different thinkers. But a place, if you can come. I don't even care if the trolls come, because they need people too. So I watched, yeah. Okay, figure out what it is. Okay, bravery. Bravery was her word for 2025. Another word of wisdom from Tania. She does not even realize probably how much of an impact she's had on me, because I found her when I was heartbroken. I had lost my dog 4 months before, my companion dog, and I'm even now, my voice is shaky. I can't even talk about it. And it was right around New Year's, and I searched in YouTube, heartbroken, but like heartbroken, and clicked on what was the latest video, and she popped up. And going, even though there was different types of grief, different types of loss, just being able to share it with somebody. And especially, she's a lot younger than me. She's half my age. But, to watch her life unfold. And she's so good now. I mean, you don't get over, like I think Isla and I were talking yesterday, you don't get over things. But she has grown, and I think she realizes that she's so much better right now, being her own person. So, and if you want to check out her link is down below. I guess it was yesterday's journal entry, but I'd suggest go back to the beginning and watch the whole thing if you're going to get the whole impact. If you're bedbound like me at this point, or if you've got a lot of time, spend some time with Tania. Now, I know yesterday was, this was all after we had met here. After I'd gone live, I was feeling a lot of pain. So, at 6:41, I made the decision of taking a 50 milligram THC gummy. I think I'm gonna cut them in half next time, because it did cause me a little bit of I felt a little emotional, like I needed a good cry, right? I think maybe I do. There's a good cry in me that needs to come out. I think it's just all this emotion from, last year was so hard, and there's so much hope for the new year. And then, I heard about what happened in Atlanta, and thinking, oh my gosh, it's, 2025, and all this horrible stuff is happening. And, it just, I guess it's PTSD, what's it, PTSD, post-traumatic PTSD and trauma, through like the many decades of my life and things that I had to put up with. It just gave me a little wobble, I guess. Um, this year just scares me. I'm so worried about, uh, things that are happening south of the border. I'm not even paying attention to what's happening in Canada. I'm trying not to pay attention to the news if I compare, the politics of it and all that, because at this point I'm just finding it very triggering. And I think taking a gummy at, there are times I say that I wrote down 6:41 in the morning, 50 milligrams wasn't a good idea. Wasn't a good idea. I think I didn't even know what I did after that. I think I must have put on the headphones and listened to some meditation music or binaural beats or something. I've lost that. I've lost from 6:41 to 8:15. Well, so yeah, so I have no idea what I did then. But I do know at 8:15 I went to my Google and put my submissions in. Malta to what was it? Oh, what's it called? Down by Australia, Papua New Guinea. Yeah, and we're still at 360, I think, something like that. So it hasn't updated any more pages put in, but yeah, it's New Year's. I give them a break. So I think we're more than halfway getting our pages into Google again. I know what I did at that 6:41. Oh my goodness. I watch a guy that he does the new. Sometimes he'll drive around at night in LA and he calls all the police calls and fire calls. So I thought, New Year's Eve. Yeah, I watched last night. So I put it on around midnight. Wow, first of all, it was foggy on New Year's Eve in Los Angeles, and he was on the highway, and at midnight, which is about 2 hours and 19 minutes in, all the fireworks and everything going on. It was just quite surreal. But yeah, there's a lot of gun calls, and there was like a sort of kind of SWAT situation where the landlord-tenant dispute involving guns and um, I hit a stolen car, hit and run, a fatality. It was what you would expect from Los Angeles, and yeah, that's where those time went. I was actually doing I was doing back work on the website and that, and when when I had that on. But yeah, it was, 4.5. So I watched it like a few hours because wrote down here in 4.5 hours things sort of started picking up, which would have been about 3:30 in the morning as people coming home. But so I listened to that for see what happens when you take 15 milligrams of THC gummy and you put on a drive around New Year's Eve in Los Angeles. Following the police calls. There you go. No wonder I felt kind of emotional. It was probably triggering. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know. Iowa says, it's hard having CPTSD and autism, and they both can have triggers, and that's right. I don't think I was triggered right away by the drive around because I was just kind of more and more listening to it and looking up every so often. I think it's just I was very emotional, changing years this year. I think this is the first year I haven't gone into where I felt very positive, and I feel very nervous. Um, And I think that had a lot to do with it. It just sort of, I've got like, just again with the autism, and things spiral out of control. Like, when the pipe broke under the girl's apartment with me, I had gone to the point where a sinkhole, is going to suck in my entire building into it with me. I take things to that level, right? And I think it's a matter of, well, and when you understand this, like people figure like people with autism don't understand about their autism. No, I think people with a lot of people with autism, well, me as a person with autism, I don't know, I don't even know what to call it anymore. Person is with my own mind. um, I have to reel myself in every so often, and I understand it, and I see what's going on, and I read about it. I just don't understand all of it, but I sure understand a lot more now that it's becoming an accepted thing. But yeah, there was a wobble, but I think the wobble, because I haven't got, I think the last 3 months, I've been in bed the last 3 months in one room. It's like being in jail, but I'm not unhappy here. You know what I mean? That's one thing with me and my neurodiversity is I'm very fine being alone because I've spent most of my life being alone, having to entertain myself. Yeah, so that wobble, but I did get over it. I looked at that new calendar I got, Quirky Holidays, so I added in some new additions all the way to to the end of May that I want to work on and add into either, a lot of them can be added into pages I already have done, but there's a few new ones I want to add in. I can't wait to get back to work. I just can't wait. There's so much I want to do. There you go. See, I can be optimistic. I'm optimistic about moving forward into the next level of being a web creator. That's why I say, okay, I set up, while I was listening, I did a lot of work, actually. I set up my new stats thing, spreadsheet. Google, yeah. Malta to Papua New Guinea, 381 pages spidered. So I will do that again at 8:30. You can do once every 24 hours. It's like 10 pages, I think. And I always write down the time so that I, get the most out of it. While I was listening to the guy from that drives around, which I hope I link down below. I think I link down below. He mentioned about these vertical streams to be found. Where you do with the phone, it's just a fast one. So I got to try that out. They said that's how you can get found, or people will come in. Apparently or Google, sorry, YouTube. Apparently, the YouTube algorithm is actually looking for that now. So I went and did a little maybe I'll do that in the morning. I'll do introduction to what's going to happen today here. Oh, my shoulder. Because I know what's going to happen today because I've got it written down. Yesterday, I just put in the links in that and set it all up before as it happened. That way, this morning there was not much to do, so I had to be really patient to go live at 5 o'clock and not jump that gun. I love me Team Paranormal says cops definitely do not understand kids and adults with autism. They need more training. Yeah, I think everybody needs more training, and I have to remember that. I want to cover the autism awareness news stories. I get like press releases from two services, and I need to put a keyword in. So they email me anything on autism. It's important. This is important that people learn. People just, I don't know, man. People get they see, some people, I guess they just get a very small vision in their mind, but, yeah, now that we're accepted as a segment of society, yeah, that there you go. That's got to be. I should write that down right now because I won't forget autism. Okay, autism awareness. I will look into that today. So that's the only way you can get it out there. There's good organizations. I thought, what do we are? Is it what is it, governor, assistant governor general, somebody new in our BC government who has just been federally appointed, founded like the Pacific Autism Network or something. She's knowledgeable and active, which is helpful to have somebody in government. I don't know how helpful, but yeah, awareness is the key. Let me here I go. Lost my script for the day. But I don't know. I always feel what it seems like we're always having to explain ourselves. It's weird. A neurotypical person they don't have to explain themselves. I did look into that double empathy thing, and I put a link down below. So it's probably way down below in this description. They try to explain that. That's something that everybody of all types of thinking needs to know, because it's not when people have different ways of thinking, communication becomes difficult. But it's not. It seems like the falter, the weight seems to be on the person on the non-neurotypical, the neurodivergent side. That we have to explain our genetics or whatever has led us to the point that I don't know why. Here we go. But yeah, I'm gonna. That's my thing for the year. I gotta really every morning. If I don't remember, either you tell me, check autism press releases. I mean, you have to really dig. It's like a needle in a haystack. It's not like booze or the latest toy or makeup or war or any of this stuff. You got to dig for it. But yeah, cops are. I think anybody that deals with people should be trained. If you get through that misunderstanding. Yeah, so there's my calendar, editions, stats, vertical streams, Geoguessr. I got a bronze yesterday, my daily. I'm on day 45. I had been on my longest streak was almost 200 some days. I'm quite upset about that, missing my day. But there's 45 days in a row. But I got a bronze. I just wasn't feeling it. Just didn't have it. I think I played one tournament game, which I lost quickly. I thought, nah, not feeling today. However, yesterday's 25K, 25,000 mark map was Slovakia, and I really like Slovakia. Great country for a lot of clues. So I was happy with that. I did well I got my 25,000. I got 110 points or something for Slovakia. But and then I shut down Geoguessr. I thought I needed a break. I just wasn't feeling it. Yeah, I was feeling well, no wonder I took 50 milligrams of THC earlier in the day. Okay. Well, that explains it. Oh, we won't be doing that early in the day anymore. And Isla says, it's great you're doing that. It would be great to meet more senior citizens who have autism. Yeah, and hear their stories and accomplishments. And that is so true. And, this is coffee time. I'm going to sit down with my camera and make a video and invite. I don't want this to be like a specific. I want this to neuro everybody. I want anybody who's lonely, anybody who's not lonely, anybody who just has some time and a cup of coffee and wants to hang out and talk. I mean, I can pretty well talk about anything that's non-triggering. I do have triggers. Um, and I'll let you know if I get one. But especially senior citizens with autism, we got to be a pretty small group if you think about it. But the thing is, a lot larger group than people think. I was reading in England; they're thinking that it's like the number of autistic adults that haven't been diagnosed or have no idea is like really a lot larger than that is supposed. But I don't know the statistics. That's just a herd thing. I don't know the statistics on that for sure. But yeah, well, everything takes time. It takes 30 years of me working on this World Wide. I mean, I've been on the World Wide Web before it was the World Wide Web. I was there before there was images. You know how I learned to use the World Wide Web? There was a game being played. This is 94 or 93, and it was Pogs. Pogs were these Hawaiian collectible bottle caps, and you had to find the Pogs. But by finding the Pogs, you have to solve clues, and the clues ended up making the URL, uh, the address of the website. And this is how I learned to use internet collecting. These probably makes no sense to anybody, but I go back so far back on the World Wide Web. There was no images, and that's when we first saw images with these Pogs. Ida says, "Yep, for sure, yeah." But we'll see where this goes. I mean, pretty fluid. I just, I'm telling you, a few months ago I would have never done this. My friend in Nova Scotia that I was at Motorola with, she phoned me like, you need to do this. You would be great to do podcasts. I'm like, oh no. I have autism and it's a social thing that I have really problems. So I didn't realize it's only I have problem socially, I think, with when I'm actually with people in social situations, like in a room with people, I don't speak because like it takes me a little longer sometimes to formulate my idea within a conversation, and then by the time I've figured it out, the conversation has moved on. I find that, so I've uh, just learned not to partake. We're here. It seems like given the chance to speak, I can go on for an hour. I would never have thought. Okay, I'm gonna try to sit up. Got my blanket, my pillows. I did sit up yesterday for quite a while, actually. Probably. Oh, excuse me. Whenever I sit up, I burp. Excuse me. Probably for all together the whole day, maybe 2 hours, and that's something else. But my neck gets sore when I lay down like that. Oh, I need to be able to get exercise again, do some stretches. Oh boy, just want to get my body feeling okay. I don't think I mentioned it yet, I do have a chronic pain. That article you sent me yesterday, I've got it written down here. I'll get to it. I'll tell you. I'm going to get to it. Okay. We're at the point now. I don't know if you remember yesterday, Isla, you sent me a link to the Rose Bowl parade. Well, we're reaching that point in the day. Boy, I did a lot by early in the day. It was nice. I enjoyed that parade. That one marching band where they had, I think it was like 6 high schools or something from the Los Angeles area to get the largest marching band ever to march in the Rose Bowl parade. That was amazing. I've never seen anything like that. But then think of all the floats and that are made from plant material. And I for 17 years I worked in a garden. Link down below in my gardens playlist of the Gardens of Millionaires. And what was great is I wasn't a millionaire, but I pretty well had a blank check when it came to whatever I wanted to spend on the garden. So I thought I was sort of like, I'm an artist, like especially the one lady I worked for, Mrs. Gurley. She was an artist, and she knew quite a few artists. And every year she actually had somebody come and they would paint, the portraits of the family and everything. I thought, and people that come from money, and she came. Her father founded BC Tel, which became TELUS, and also Ocean Cement, and who knows whatever else he was involved in. But so she came from money, and people that came from money in those times, this was in the 80s, they would become patrons of the arts, and they would sponsor artists. So I thought of the way she was sponsoring me. She was paying me, supplying with my materials to do my art, and my approach to that garden, really, her garden and the gardens I worked on were considered in the elite of the old school, old money Vancouver socialites to be the gardens. And it was because that's the way it was to me. I wasn't just somebody who came once a week to cut the lawn and whatever and learn how to draw 3 circles and call them trees. I had a love for that garden. I loved it as much as her, and we enjoyed it together. So yeah, so when I see the Rose Bowl parade, it's just amazing at the variety of plants and oh my gosh, I don't know how they even put together the ideas of these creations. The kids from Japanese high school sound so awesome. They're dancing and marching. Yeah, I like a good parade, After that parade, I popped over to the one in London, England, and I didn't stay around really very long. It was pouring rain, poor guys. They're just drenched. But hey, kudos to London for trying. I didn't watch any more of it though. Yeah, that's when I had something. I had coffee. I played this game on Misplay. If you're just playing Misplay, just message me or your email address. I can send you an invite. But Misplay, you play regular games that you would usually play online, but you earn gift cards. And last year, I must have earned let's see. Oh, a few $100s, maybe $300 in gift cards. That's why I get myself my special treats and things, like right now I'm working towards, I want to get this autism journal. It gives you prompts. So I'm working towards that. I also have it on in my About Me. Should anybody come in? My About Me, the very, very bottom. I have a link to, I think, my Amazon wish list. It's on my wish list. 1 second. TV went off. I have to turn my TV on. My timer goes off after an hour. So I'm going to take a 30-second break, and I will be right back. In the meantime, look at my beautiful sunshine. Oh, I'm hot. I'm also hot. I need to open the window. I forgot to turn my TV off and on at 5 minutes to 5. Okay. Wow. Oh, yeah, sweet. Okay. Have my coffee break. I'll play phase 10 card game. But yeah, no, it's Misplay, and boy, I'm telling you, yeah, it's almost like winning. It's actually playing the games you're gonna play anyways. They've got Scrabble and all the regular games. I think they start you with you only have a few to choose from, but as you play, you get more and more. And I've been playing for 560 something days, a few years now. And I took a break, had a coffee, played some phase 10 card game. There's a few games I stim on there too. Like they have that one where you have to remove the bolts or match up colors or products. I find if I'm really having a hard time and I start having if I start having anxiety or a bit of a meltdown, yeah, I'll just grab the Misplay and play a card game, solitaire or something. It really, really brings me down. So it's yeah. So not only am I getting paid for playing the games and enjoying them, I probably get a lot of dopamine backwards from it too. So I took a break, I had a coffee, and played some of that because I had a lot to do. I realized, oh my gosh, it's January, and I have not promoted any of my month of January pages. So I had to do all my social media. Let's see what social media I'm on all of them. Let's see. Let's go to my TV. So I had to take all of my monthly, this January, promote the stories that January, the creativity months, CBD months, polka music months, soup months, slow cooking months, hot tea months, and national training months are all in January. And I have the links down below, by the way. Some good ones for the soup and the slow cooking person. Nice January meals. But yeah, it's all quite interesting. But I have social media on. I have Blue Sky, Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, Reddit, Tumblr, and Twitter. So I had to go and I had to promote all of these because I'd forgotten to do them. I usually do them in the days leading up to the first of the month, and that took a few hours. And after that, oh my gosh, I decided to look up. We were talking the other day about in Hawaii how the fireworks on New Year's Eve are crazy. They're not only used to sort of, I mean, you got to remember with Hawaii, it's a real melting pot of traditions, and some of the Asian tradition is the fireworks in your or to scare away the bad spirits and that. And then again, you've got the fireworks to the the new year. So I did find a couple of videos. One was a video, and oh my gosh, it just shows. I think it's a neighborhood in Honolulu. And it's an aerial video of the madness, but then there was one about an explosion where a number of people died, and it was bad. It just goes to show, and I think I said it the other day. It is getting to be too much. Um, yeah, it was a pretty bad disaster there, and I think it was on Oahu neighborhood. It was on Oahu, so I put the links down below. One to the actual one of the showing the fireworks, and the other about the explosion itself, because that interests me. I always do feel, I feel myself as come I belong to the land of Hawaii. That is my home, and I do pay a little bit more attention to what's going on there. But yeah, so that that kind of brought me down a bit. Yeah, there's going to be a big change. There's going to be a big change because they're all illegal fireworks. Uh, yeah, but you've never experienced any New Year's Eve to have done it in Hawaii, and maybe this will be the last that is like that. Now, Ida says, after her brother died, she listened to his favorite paranormal YouTube videos, which helped me with meltdowns. That's really good because you know what? You do what it takes. People don't really understand how hard it is sometimes, to be neurodivergent when you do have autism. Um, yeah, it is. It's almost like you're being crushed. You're being crushed, and if you can find that one thing that can pull you out of it and help you breathe and level yourself. And your brother, I'm sure your brother gave you a lot of comfort in this world, as he's doing now in the next world. It's interesting after you talked about your brother the other day, I started thinking about my brother because I don't think about him that much. You know, yeah, because it was it was an odd relationship we had. He had his car accident when he was just had turned 19. It was like 2 days after his birthday. And, but, I was two. So he had actually severed his brainstem. It's amazing that my parents were told he didn't make it, actually. So, he had to go through everything, learn how to do everything again, walk, talk. He was in a coma for quite a while. But when he, you know, became him as I knew him as a child, he never really, I don't know, maybe 11, 12 years old was his thinking, um, and reaction to things. Plus, he had no short-term memory in that. So, growing up, not only was I autistic and having to basically, let's keep that on the lowdown because, when he was in Cree's clinic I can't remember, Riverdale, was it Riverdale? He went through the whole shock therapies and all this other stuff. And my mother was terrified at the age of 11. All of a sudden, she's being told that, my thinking is differently. Like, well, let's keep this on the lowdown because I think she was maybe right in this too. But she felt like the hospitalization and the treatment of his mental health did him more harm than good because she always really tried to protect him from ever having to go back there. Um, so it was interesting. So when I grew up, he was my closest sibling. So it's strange to be a neurodivergent child growing up with an older brother who didn't really go past a certain age in his mental development. Um, Boy, no wonder I had no friends, honestly. But yeah, it had me sort of thinking about that the relationship that we had, and um, Oh my God, that shock therapy was horrific. I believe it did more damage as well. Yeah, I think it did. And I think she was really afraid for me. Ugh, I don't know. It's just really confusing. See, I had nobody to relate to. My parents, when I was like 11, 12 years old, they would go to Europe for a couple. They would go to Europe for like a month and leave him babysitting me. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think about the relations that we had, and I definitely we had a different sibling relationship, I think, than most people. Like I had an older sister. She was like 23 years older, 25 years older than me, or something, and she always treated him like he was an pet or something. I mean, like condescending. She was like that with everybody, but she was more condescending with him than most. And then my other brother, he really tried. He was a year younger than my sister, so a few year older than Gary. And I think he always tried to look out for him. It was always that's what he was doing. But mind you, he was in the Air Force, so I think he was in Germany or somewhere around there when this all happened. But I do remember I wasn't very close with him because he was in the Air Force, and then he came out, he was married and his family. But yeah, I think he really tried to look out for. He was afraid for Gary all the time. But yeah, what a weird situation. I started thinking about it when you're talking about brothers, about the relationship I had with my brother. Whoa. Yeah, so we're promoting this month, Creativity Month, CBD Month, Polka Music Month. Got a pretty neat picture from artificial intelligence. That what is it, Chat GPT, whatever, for Polka. I said, give me a picture of Polka Music Month. Yeah, it's a really nice one. So it's in the article if you want to see it. Soup Month, lots of recipes there, keep you warm. Same with Slow Cooking Month, Hot Tea Months, and National Train Your Dog Month. In every article or piece or page or information, whatever it is, I do have an ad. Maybe two, maybe I'll have two one day on them. I appreciate anybody who shops for this. They're my affiliates. I will get up like a percentage, 5%, 3%, whatever percentage of whatever the sales are, and usually a few books for sale. That's how I make money, and I hope to surpass the what I made last year, which was absolutely not much money. Make more money playing games on misplay, I tell you. But this is going to be the year we're going to push it. Okay. After the explosion and that, and doing all that promotion, I sat down with some old Emmerdale, and where am I in Emmerdale? Um, let's see. I am on the 29th of June. I pretty well watched most of June of Emmerdale, 1991 yesterday. And, it's a soap opera. Oh, poor old Annie Sugden's house got broken into, and she's traumatized. And Rachel's gotten engaged and gotten unengaged. And hey, if you're into old Emmerdale, well, leave a comment. We'll talk about it more, but probably I'm the only person who watches this. I don't know why. I guess it's just a habit. I need to start a habit. That's my habit. Oh, now we'll get to the. Isla sent me a link about hypermobility and autism, and that I have I definitely have. The link is down below too. I definitely do have like rheumatoid arthritis and arthritis, and probably a whole lot of other things that I could learn about. But unfortunately, here in British Columbia, where I live, I can't get a doctor. And I don't have transportation to get to the clinic in time to stand in line 2 hours beforehand or whatever to be one of the few people that gets chosen to see a doctor that day. my biggest hope for 2025 really is to get a doctor. I've been on the waiting list for 4 years. Oh, you're trying to understand him. I've seen read a few things about autism being tied to different ailments, and I think this is a really kind of a new a territory for physicians or doctors or rheumatoid arthritis people or whoever may be standing it. They're finding a connection between autism and quite a few things, like, for instance, the IBD and the Crohn's disease. They're actually saying now anybody who is diagnosed with either should also be checked to see if they're on the neurodivergent, reality or whatever. I think there's just a lot to learn about how autism works and what it works with and how the genes are all together. Because I do believe that it's not all like a lot of it is genetic. But I think there's still a lot to learn. You see, it's hard to see if I would have had like arthritis or rheumatism, or like rheumatism goes, see, that goes with the Crohn's, which goes with the autism. So this web of connections. But I think they're just starting to learn, the genetic connections. That autism is a lot larger sphere, a lot larger web than they thought. And even how we deal with pain. People, I do believe me, and I believe everybody feels it. That's why I can never understand this pain gauge. How are you on a gauge 1 to 10 or 1 to 8 or 1 to 3 or whatever it is on the pain? Well, everybody experiences pain or physical sensation differently. So that never really made much sense. Like, how do I know my 8 is your 8? Or maybe my 6 is your 8? People with autism, people without autism, people everywhere experience pain differently. But yeah, I do believe that me personally, I can only speak for me. I'm not a doctor or anything, but as a person with neurodivergency, I do feel pain differently. I really think I do, because they're saying, like, some people have with neurodiverse people have problem with lights or too many things. Like, everybody, I think, has a problem with too many things happening at once. But the sensations can overwhelm. We melt down. Well, I have taste, and smell, which should go together. Are super triggers for me. I can only eat certain foods of certain textures, because texture is the third thing. And I think the texture goes along with the way that you feel pain. I have trigeminal neuralgia in my face. This has happened when my teeth were removed. There was nerves damaged. But I also have peripheral neuropathy, which involves all these sort of outside nerves along my skin and that. And it seems like sometimes they're just always on fire. And I think the article said, and I'm just kind of trying to understand. The problem with me is if there's too many words, I have a problem. Even when I listen to something or watch something on YouTube, I have to sometimes listen to it 4 or 5 times. If it gets too wordy, I'm my spectrum. I need to point. This. But I think a lot needs to be more done. Is how much, autism or neurodivergency, or the way the brain works will, of course, have bearing on how you feel pain or how you deal with pain. But I think what the study needs to be more with is how much is actually, are the genes connected, involved in this, and in that way that they can maybe find a way that like for instance, saying, if you are diagnosed with Crohn's or IBS, or you should be checked out for neurodivergency and vice versa. If we can get to the point that, okay, if you're neurodiverse or you're autistic, we can genetically check you out if you're predisposition to, I mean, at our age in life, I'm in 67. You're having pain you have pain. I think we all have pain. That's why we're all grouchy and old and crotchety and pissed off all the time. But I think for younger people, if they could use that genetic connection and say, well, look, this shows that this will happen later on in age, but there's young people with arthritis too. But I mean, they can use it as a preventive measure, or to prepare you for it. So I just think there's a lot to be done with autism research, and hopefully I'll catch some of the press releases, still make sense of it, or spread the word, about our community. Ida says, yes, for sure. Too many scientific words. That's why I'm listening to your YouTube videos to try to understand, like you said, listen to it sometimes. Yeah. I really haven't. I never used to have such a problem with the words, so many words. This seems to be, but even though when I was younger, when I would read, I never read word at a time or sentence at a time. It's always like a paragraph. I would paragraph. It's almost like I didn't see a word. I would see a thought, I guess, in a paragraph. But yeah, when you get the scientific words in there and that, so hopefully I'll get some press releases and can put this into real people's ways of thinking. But even I'm wondering, even when I'm talking, because I am talking as a neurodivergent, is like a neurotypical is going to be able to understand me. I don't know. I don't have feedback. See, that's the thing, is everything I do and everything, especially that I've done since I started creating the website again, I have no feedback. I have to just keep on doing and hope I'm doing good, right? Like for my website, for instance, I think I've gotten I started in September 2019. I've gotten one email thanking me for introducing them to my rabbit hole, and rabbit hole in good term, they said. And I've gotten one Google rating. That's it. One. Well, I'm hoping, because I think I have good information to share. I think somebody really, really needs, there's something I have there that somebody's looking for, and they need to find it. And I need to make sure they get to it. Now, Ida says, doesn't mean we're stupid or dumb. We just learn differently in our own ways. That's the thing. In fact, we're not stupid or dumb. I mean, if you look up a list of people that are neurodivergent, are neurodivergent, you'd be very, very surprised. We're some of the greatest thinkers that ever were. If we didn't have people thinking differently in our own ways, a lot of things would have never happened. It would have never been discovered. Oh my goodness, I forgot about my coffee. One day I'll remember my coffee while it's still warm. But yeah, it just, I don't know. Yeah, we need to be just understood, promoted, build our tribe. I don't want to say what, here we're in a neurodivergent group, whatever. I don't want to be exclusive of anybody, I'm sure. And I know, I don't want to like when I was shut in. You just want someone to, something to be different, someone to be there, a real person. And I hope that people can find their way here, because this is, I don't know what we're evolving into at this point. That's January 2nd. That's the thought, all the lonely people. I don't want them to have one place to come. I know how nice it is to go into a live and somebody acknowledges you. That feels good. Or even to go in and support them and say, how's it going? Like yesterday, I didn't have much time, but Brooke Boston, who every now and then I pop in, and not to pop in and say, hey, I don't have much time, but I want to say Happy New Year, and her to, hey, say, hey, sweetie, thank you, same to you. That's a good thing, right? I want to be a good thing for people. Now, let's see, what else have I got written here? Old Emmerdale, going to Billy. The dating game serial killer. Oh, yes. I put some link, that dating game serial killer. I put a link to his original appearance on the dating game, then a crime documentary all about the crime. Well, he was bad. He would have kept 140 people or 120 women and children. And then a link to, I think it was a Law and Crime article about how Netflix did it compared to the real story, how Netflix did it differently. And I'll put a link to Shawn's adventure. I think I'm going to do every day, a support of small creators. And Shawn's a small creator that I want to support for today. He's a young man and trying to build his viewership, I guess. Check him out. It's down below. I did work on my love song. I'm going to do 100 years of love songs from 1925 to 2025 playlist. I'm working on it. Link down below. Link down below. Linked on this article, actually. Made it through the 1960s. I'm to 1970. So, I'm going to be probably working more on that today because the 70s became my decade. It's interesting to see how the love songs have evolved over the years. I'm also going to do build me a love song playlist. So I'm going to put that Facebook, but anybody who may come in here and wants to comment down below with their favorite love song, let me know, and I'll see if I can find, if there's a YouTube video to it, I'll add it to our playlist. Oh, and I think I put just a link to a little bit more about the double empathy situation. I don't want to call it a double empathy problem. It's not a problem. It's just a situation where some people don't understand other people, and things get lost in communication. It's unfortunate that that happens, but it does. And let 2025 try to be the year that we understand one another a little bit better, especially the way that it's starting out. Let's see. Oh, I hope I didn't hit my. Oh, I did. Hit the wrong mouse there. No, I didn't. Okay. What do I plan to do today? I got to proofread two things that I can't pronounce. Kaelnik. It's a New Year's holiday in Wales. Article. I don't think I have a link down below. It'll be linked tomorrow. It could be something I do today. And Mahayana New Year, which I think is in India. I'm not sure. Got to proofread those. I really would like to get started on this. I'm going to do this article on Somerset House Walk in London because I love my London walks. I can't get out and go walking myself, and I'm probably not going to get to London, but then you never know. It is probably one of the top ones in my bucket list. Yeah, I'd like to get started on that today. I want to start doing a little bit of new content. I'm able to sit for short periods of time. I just want to get back to work. And of course, I'm building my calendar. Oh boy. I made a list of things to add to to my yesterday. I made a list of things to add to my calendar, and I've lost it already. What is wrong with me? I guess it's not was not in the plan. Yeah, I was going to add some new holidays in, but I can't find the list. Who knows where I put it? So I guess if I'm going to be working on anything, it's going to be Somerset House. Unless I find the list of new holidays. I do know that I made it up to March for new content. I was going to do the March equinox, but summer yesterday, I made myself a new list that I've lost. Isla says, can't believe they had Valentine's Day stuff out on Christmas Day. Well, you know, Valentine's Day is I think it's the second highest grossing holiday other than Christmas, although it may be Halloween. Valentine's Day is way up there. So, got to get rid of that stuff, you know. As soon as you put the Christmas chocolates on for half price, and the next day bring in the Valentine's Day and charge the same price, the same box of chocolate, but full price. That's how it works. Maybe I'll put some Valentine gift ideas up on my. I don't even know if I have a Valentine's Day page. Do I? Let me see. I mean, I got a lot of days related to Valentine's. Let's go to February. I don't know. Maybe I'll update my front page a little bit. I got to take off those 20th century holiday playlists and New Year's Eve playlists. Put something else on there. Let's see. Where are you? February? I don't even know. Maybe I don't have Valentine's Day. I must. You know, got to remember, I've got 600 or something pages. I can't remember every holiday. Okay, let's see. Where are we? I actually think I don't have Valentine's Day. Maybe, you know, sometimes I don't do days because they're done. Like I don't do National Women's Day because it's so overdone. Oh, I do have Valentine's Day. Well, what do you know? Maybe I should put a few Valentine gifts for sale on there. I don't know. I used to do that. I got kids' books for kids. That's it? Oh boy. I sure don't have a lot. I need to beef up that page. I better write that up. Write that down. Things to do today. Beef up Valentine's. Beef up. Up. Then, you know, there we go. Yeah. Got books. I got a lot of romantic radio stations on there, though. So if you're looking for a romantic radio station, holy moly, I got them from all over the world: Austria, Singapore, Greece, Russia, Kazakhstan, Thailand, Ukraine, Belgium, France, Germany, Spain, Croatia, Romania, Costa Rica, Brazil, Italy, Mexico, Peru, Ecuador, Dominican Republic. Why have I got that down? And Nicaragua. All Valentine's romantic radio stations from around the world. Well, there you go. But as far as content goes, I need to beef that up a little bit. I think I just might. And I'm going to add to Sephora chocolate. Who wouldn't want chocolate? I like some chocolates right about now. I'm telling you. I haven't had chocolate in a long time. Well, now I've gone and lost the page I was on. How did that happen? Well, separate chocolates. Yeah, maybe I'll put a few presents. I don't know. I've got books for kids, or maybe romantic books for romantic novels. How about some romantic novels for adults? I do have books for kids. So yeah, well, maybe we'll do that today. We'll beef up the Valentine's. After all, it is only 6 weeks away. And check those press releases. I don't think the press releases probably really can't take seriously until next week or the week after. This is all the holidays. I did pop in and watch Tania FM this morning, and she's talking about her 100-day challenge. But I need to start a 100-day of something. The 100-day challenge, it's like you do something for 100 days. If you do something you don't want to do, but you want to have done, say, every day I want to, I don't know, Stretch. Do stretches. Okay. After 100 days, you're going to get up every morning and do it anyways, because what you're used to doing. But at that 100 days, and getting away with that, doing that, carrying through, you make a wish, and your wish will come true. Just the idea of having a wish. Hers, I think, right now is sugar. 100 days of sugar. She tried that one before, and something always seems to come up. But I'll have to think about my 100 days. This is not going to be stretching. I don't even know. What do I need to do? I think what I need to do. How about 100 days of going live at 5? Starting today. Let's do that. This is day 1. And in 100 days, I'm going to make a wish for 100 more subscribers. Ooh, that's a lot, though. That's like 1 subscriber a day. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But no, wait a minute. It's got to be a habit, though. A habit. I got to think of a habit I want to create. I mean, I've created a lot of habits because I've done this before. Atomic Habits. Have you read I read the book or listened to the book? I need to go through there and I'll figure out my habit. I just do a review because I did take a lot of notes. So the one, Atomic Habits, which is probably maybe where this 100 habit thing comes. 100 thing goes. But yeah, I need to think of 100 things, 100 days of something that I need to want to do that I'm not doing. I mean, there's a lot of things, but unfortunately, my health, I can't really get out. Isla said she needs to get organized. Well, there you go. For 100 days, you need to organize one new thing. And then every day, and then in 100 days, when you're going to get up and you're going to think, okay, I need to organize this. Just one thing. That's all you need to do for 100 days. And you can tell me tomorrow what it is you're going to organize today on your journey to the 100 days. And then you can make a wish. I don't know what the wish is going to be. Or you can maybe reward yourself with something. I guess, you don't even have to do anything because the reward's going to be in 100 days. You're going to be, for sure, more organized, and you're going to be used to be getting organized. It's the whole thing about, I need to get, like me, maybe I should clean something out of my closet every day for 100 days. With me, it's my front storage closet. I need to get in there to see what's in there, and I need to get to my videotapes because I want to edit some of my my old Hawaii stuff and my old family stuff and that. But when I think of it, I need to get in there and there's all that stuff I gotta do. All the stuff I gotta organize. But no, if I went in there and I organized, there you go, organized one thing every day in 100 days, that closet will probably be cleaned out and looking pretty good. Organization is a really good way to start. Just one thing. And like I say, Tania always, and I don't even think she means to, but she always gives me a little word of wisdom. I thanked her for the New Year's for basically she's changed a lot about my thinking. Guess what? I don't know what you saw in the corner. Lucy just dropped them lights again. You know what she's saying? She's saying it's after 6 o'clock and you need to go do your stats. Great idea, Isla says. Thanks. I have some stuff that needs to go to recycling or a dumpster, but don't have. Oh, boy, that's a drag. It's too bad you don't have somebody in your building, My building used to be like that a lot, but it seems like most people have moved out and all the old people have passed on. Yeah, they fell down. This is the same way that they did when I was telling Miles about how Lucy brought him as a gift to us. Miles is, anybody who doesn't know that may come in. Miles is my lab, my Labrador Retriever, 1.5 years. And Lucy is my German Shorthair Pointer Labrador Retriever mix that I lost a little over a year ago. Oh, that's tough. I know there's like there used to be women or people in our building that people would help all the time. Like I know I even like my little corner that I live in is we have a Mr. M, and his little dog Panda, and then we have a loving family next door, and they're 3 children and puppies, and on the other side I have Jay, and he's also autistic, so it's you know we have a lot of fun together because we actually don't have that double empathy problem, and we've been here for quite a while. We sort of look out for each other, but once you go beyond, everybody's new and nobody watches out. There is a fellow on the 4th floor that we've known since we moved in here, and he used to help all the old ladies out with everything, but they've all passed away. But yeah, it's a shame. Um, that's what I'm saying. It's just so hard to get help with anything when you get older and you're on your own. It's just even like I get the doctor. Gotta get a doctor. Why is getting a doctor so hard? But I mean, if I didn't have my husband to do things, I have a hard time lifting the. I can't lift the. Well, I'm sure you can't lift the top of the recycling deep thing either, right? Um. Ah. I don't know, man. Is it worse now? I seem to think I can remember in the old days there was more help. There was like a Good Samaritan, or well, no, Good Samaritans, perhaps like the group of actual Good Samaritans under that umbrella. But there was, there was just people who would help. Now it just seems like everybody. I have my daughter-in-law, and I mean, she would help. It's her birthday today. I gotta remember to have happy birthday, Ola Alexandra. I love you, my sweetheart. She's the love of my life, and she will help me at the drop of a hat. But I hate asking because I know, she works hard. She's raising a couple of teenagers. I don't like to sort of impose on her, but I don't know what I would have done without her. I would have had nobody. All my children live elsewhere, and she's the one. But so Isla says nope, can't even open the door to the garbage and recycling room. Too heavy, especially. Maybe because what's your home nurse? What does she call it? That comes community nurse. Maybe talk to her. There's got to be. I'm telling you, people's minds have got to change. People have got to be. I think maybe this is why I had such a problem with going into 2025. It seems like people have lost connection with each other. I can remember when I was young, we respected our elders and we helped our elders. If you had an elderly neighbor, you made sure they were all right. And my mother, like I was living in Hawaii. I was living in paradise. But when she needed help, I'm on the first plane back. I gave that all up to make sure she was okay. People nowadays, I don't know. There's home care. It takes out my garbage and recycling, but not the larger items. Yay. I guess there's only so much, there's so many safety and health rules now. I guess we're only allowed to move certain things. That could be a real problem when with Amazon too. I actually in my closet here, I've got I don't know why I thought, saving boxes is the first step to becoming a hoarder. I figured I'll fit all these Amazon boxes into each other like Tetris type thing, and I'll put them in my closet in case I ever need them. I'm never going to run out of Amazon boxes because, being homebound and that lately, I order everything from Amazon. But yeah, I've got to get in that closet and get that out. But I'm seeing how they can add up, and if you can't get out with them, and you can't, what are you going to do? Isla says, check on your elderly neighbors, especially I do. And my neighbor upstairs, she's home. I'm sure Arthur's going to be so happy. She was, I think she was visiting her daughter for the holidays for the last few weeks on the mainland. But yeah, she has a jacuzzi tub, so I know when she's home. And I was thinking, oh, Arthur will be happy, and he can leave me alone. I'm telling you, ever since Christmas, he's been here. I know he has. I felt him here. I've been waiting for her to go home, and I actually felt that. Okay, good. Now he's. I think he was lonely. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, I says no one does that in their building. Yeah. It's too bad that I the building that I live in is part of a big conglomerate of other buildings. What's uh, used to be. I mean, it's gone through so many different management companies or owners. I don't even know who owns it now, but they do have like a web portal, and but it would be nice to suggest that people help their neighbors in that. But I'm finding that my building is probably one of the lower priorities. Most of the buildings are new, where they're paying full rent. I'm paying I've been here for 9 years, so thank goodness rent control has kept me. Even though my rent, I did have a bit of wobble. I know I had the wobble yesterday. It was the first. I always do on the first because I worry about my rent going through, and I work because my rent's on overdraft now, so I'm waiting for the income tax to straighten that all out. But I worry about all that happening because last year, they messed up on my old age pension. And, when they mess up on your old age pension, you don't get it. In fact, you don't get it until they figured it out. They don't realize you have to live in the meantime. And that was a big part of our occurring, this actually it all happened during the cancer time and that too. So yeah, this all came together to create the $15,000 debt that I'm now facing. But so that traumatized me. It really, I don't even know how I pulled all the rabbits out of the hat to get my bills and my rent paid then, but I managed. But unfortunately, it's like this domino thing where you don't just manage for that month. Since you've borrowed from everywhere and since you owe everywhere now, this domino it went on for 5 or 6 months. So for 5 or 6 months, the first of the month would come and I'd be terrified. Oh, because of course with me, with autism, it's like the rent check's not going to go through. I'm going to have to pay a penalty both to the bank and to whoever the rent check goes out to the landlord. I'm going to get evicted. It always ends up with that. I'm going to be evicted. I'm going to be homeless. And I went through that every single month. So now when the first of the month comes, I'm like, that's why I had the wobble. I have trouble breathing. I'm just super anxious, even though I know in my mind everything's going to be okay. The rent's going to go through, and even if it didn't, I'm sure I could figure something out. But my GoFundMe link down below in my About Me thing is going towards bringing my overdraft up to where it's not, when I pay my rent, I'm not below where I should be, and getting the rest of that debt out of my life. Oh. But yeah, that's why I had the wobble, and every first of the month we go through that. But we do have a portal. And I don't go to the portal because I'm always afraid there's going to be bad news. It's like the email thing. Don't go to my email because I'm always afraid there's going to be bad news. There's going to be work for me to do. Because, it's never... what happened? There goes my TV again. Forgot what I was saying. Oh well. First of the month, we made it through. I'm going to move off and go do my stats for day 2. No, it'll be day 1. It'll be January 1st stats, yesterday's stats. I've got a bit of a headache. So I'm going to, let's see. What did I write? What am I going to do today? 1970s love songs. Let's write that down. 1970s love songs. I'm gonna organize one thing. I'm going to the same organizer. 100 days of organization. That's a good one. I'm sure I can organize one thing. And it's not folding other boxes into larger boxes so that you have all your boxes in one box. But you don't need any of the boxes. It's gone. It's scary for sure. I'm afraid of turning 65 in April and getting old age pension and being homeless again. Which is your birthday? I'm an Aries. I'm March 28th. I was so terrified. I had to go through I'm 67, so I had to go through the whole application and everything during COVID when everything was closed. And, I don't understand filling out papers. I don't understand. This is where I have the problem with my neurodivergency. And it stresses me out so much. I'll sit and look at the piece of paper and cry. But what I did was, all your April 20, you're just a Taurus. Okay. So we're a month apart almost. Less 2 days or 3 days. But I end up taking things down. I went down to the Canada, whatever office here in Nanaimo. And right before it opened, and I talked to the guy, the security guard, told him what I'm doing. He was very nice. But I went and I sat down and I told the lady my problem, and she was so good. She took all the papers. She figured, oh my God, what a mess it was. She figured out the problem was I wasn't even who I thought I was. I got divorced, I don't know, over 40 years ago. But when I got divorced, I did not change my last name on my social insurance card. So even though I got remarried eventually, remarried 1990, I was still in my marriage. I still considered my old married name and it messed everything up. So what I had to do is I had to get everything to prove I was a person, right from my birth certificate. My birth certificate, my first marriage certificate, my first marriage certificate, my divorce certificate, my next marriage thing, and it went on and on and on. It was a nightmare, which took a while, but thank goodness for good people. And I just told her, look, I have autism. I'm neurodiverse. I do not understand what's going on. And she was so good. And not only that, as I got everything done, right away I would go back to her and she would put things through right away. So I didn't have to mail it in and that. I would never have made it without her. I was thankfully a nice lady at the government old age pension who helped me. Exactly. Same thing with me. And I was, because I had been PWD, person with disability, before that. And my experience of dealing with social workers was always negative. They were always horrible. Well, not always, but in recent years, quite horrible. So I did not have much of a trust of these people. In fact, the last time I went to see when she gave me COVID, but and she called me down because to get mad at me because my husband was working at the time at Walmart, and what I did is I had to put in his work, how much he made, because he only able to make so much, so they deduct it from my money. And I had accidentally put one pay stub for the first week of the next month. So I had to go down there so she could bawl me out for this and say how wrong I was in doing this, and give me COVID. And that was my last experience with somebody at PWD. So, I go deal with the government of Canada, and I'm suspicious. But that woman, she really helped me out because it was a mess. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I was nervous too. I think BC. You're in BC Housing, I believe. You told me, and with that, I don't think things change. I think it's just based on your income. Hopefully, I did a little bit better than PWD when I got my pension. It was a bit better. Hopefully, you will do better. But I don't believe no. Mm-mm. If that would happen, I would totally go to the media, get your community health worker, everybody involved. But I can't see that. I think it's just it's based on your, your income's changed, and it's just based on your income, because that would no. They I mean, you never know what the government will do these days. But throwing out a disabled senior citizen, yeah, I don't know if I don't. I think it's BC Housing. If you have it, I would talk to them and find that out for sure. But I think that's what it would be. I think it would all be based on your income. I don't know because I don't work for. I've never been in BC Housing. I've almost been in Ontario Housing, but I moved back to BC instead because I spent 7 years trying to get out of Ontario. So I guess that's it for me today. I'm going to go organize one thing and you organize one thing, and we'll be one step closer to 100 steps of organizing. So you have a wonderful day, and anybody who may pop in in the future, hope to catch you live sometime. Join in our conversation. Conversation's probably always better with more views, and that's the whole thing about being neurodivergent or non-neurodivergent or typical or neurotypical. That is, we all got minds, we all got things to share. Yeah, you have a super day too, and big hugs to you, Isla. Yeah. Check into that thing about BC Housing, because I'm pretty sure that they can't put you anywhere where you need to be. I'll see you tomorrow.